All right, we got Disminer, Never Fear, Super Jerry. Welcome. My watch says I am a minute or two early. I know. I just figured, what the hey? It seems halfway stable. All right. Cool. I'm not going to get too into things for another couple minutes because I did start early. But I have a new screen. This action buffer tells you what they did. And he evidently dug a block. Now, it says Minecraft error, but that is because that's the current state. So it was successful. So I still need to fix that two-string method and probably should somehow stash the original target state for historical purposes. And this one's just, yeah, staring at random stuff. But okay, so they're actually less active right now than they were earlier. But these are Gen Zeros. I guess that was overnight training, so I really shouldn't compare the two. Stop observing. And we are in a forest. So I want them to craft something on the stream ideally, and I am actually not 100% sure it is possible. So I need to look into that. One of the reasons is they don't really have a has-in inventory neuron, and so I'm looking at doing another target net, except for instead of actually that would be tough to do. Well, target net for their inventory, kind of. Okay, so we got Super Jury currently fighting C++, CMake, and all that stuff. Hey, all right, Klaus Million, what's up? How's it going? We have a very active bunch right now. I kind of should have maybe stuck with the flower map on this one right now because it's going to be a little slow getting started, I think. But these guys. So one thing I'll show you guys, Super Jerry. What do you want them to craft? Anything and everything. So so if they have no action here, they go into explore mode where they basically pick a random block and try and get there. And if they don't reach the block, there's another. I added some navigation stuff. If they don't get to their destination, they try other things to get to their destination. So there's a handful of random actions you can see there. Like this guy is trying to jump to get to his destination. Um, yeah. So the highest score I've seen so far is still in the 70s, but I just did a hard restart, and we're looking at 11s are very common right there. So let's see what his score events are to get to 8. Just block, just mind a lilac. That was the extent of his he was doing here. Set on time, set day, and we're gonna just turn off game rule, mob. What is it? Mob griefing false. So ideally, they won't just get. Okay, I'm streaming now again. OBS froze. That's lovely. Yep. All right. Cool. Got an image of a wonderful guy targeting the sky. It's interesting. This guy must be stopping his scan because otherwise these green blocks would be further away. What's he trying to? Oh, he has no action. He's looking for an action, and he is failing to navigate hardcore right now. So okay, now he's getting attacked in the back. I wonder. I want to put a breakpoint in here because they should. There's a chance that they're going to strife right. Oh, geez, strife right, or strife left. I cannot talk today. Yeah, they can jump. Okay, or they'll try and jump. So strafe, not strife. I don't know what I'm talking about here. And yeah, okay. So they won't go fast with it, but they should try and walk sideways or jump if they can't get to their destination within a certain amount of time. I am back. Yeah, OBS froze on me. Wonderful software in a lot of ways. Uses up a lot of... Okay, these guys are trying to dig the spawn block. And these guys are just looking for something to do. So we're still at Gen 0, so I'm not surprised with such generic behavior. We'll probably see more interesting stuff in a minute. Oh, network info. What are we at? 60% so far. I mean, this is pretty active for, for Gen 0, actually. Bad OBS indeed. All right, so it looks like we got a couple of people on here. Anybody, got Super Jerry, Disminer, Never Fear, Klaus. Yep, so cool. So actually, we got less people on than I did that random stream earlier, which I was just blown away by the flower that they planted. Why is the debug rendering flickering suddenly? That is because that is happening when it does a scan. So it's scanning because it has no actions right now, besides the wander action, which is its kind of default. But he's stuck, so the state around him is not changing, so he's not finding whatever he's looking for. Does that make sense? We have 8 people on here. Cool. Yeah, we had like 10 earlier at the random one, which is probably the most I've ever had it for a random live stream. And Gen 0 is kind of boring. All right, so I'm going to stop observing for a second. So we're not going to see too much exciting stuff here. Yeah, this guy must be stopping his scan there. It's like, I don't want to scan any further. Yeah, so we added in the action buffer, and then the big thing that's different from when I launched the video is the action net, where basically we feed in the neural net. Like we do the targeting scan, so we scan everything around us, and we assign everything a score for what it might be used. Then we for each action, and then we get the top 5 actions for that and feed it through another neural net that decides which action it ought to do based on the action stats and all the other state information we have from the environment. What else do we have? And then I also made sure that they were valid before I fed them in to the first thing, and that made it so they were crazy assassins of mowing the lawn that you guys saw before. So that was cool. And then now I've got the default state of wandering, so if they can't find something with the environment around them, then they will wander. Looks like those two are killing each other. They've also learned to attack themselves on occasion, which is a bug I intend to fix soon. So attacking yourself is not a valid action anymore. Probably should make it so they can't attack items either. I'm not sure if we got to check for that. I bet this guy's, trying to dig the spawn block, yeah. So it seems that they're struggling with this with this terrain as is. So the navigation neural net might be something in the near future because their navigation's a big problem for them right now. And that's something I could probably use like supervised RL on because I can write something that'll tell me if they're even close to the right idea. All right, more chatter. Here we go. Probably the same. FPS a lot better than on Twitch. Well, for one, I'm doing chat on another computer. I actually never reset my computer, oddly enough. Super Jerry got CMake to find Glifwoof. GLFW. Good. It only took an insane amount of time. And I forgot to set time. Time is set today. Go. How do I turn game rule? Time? No. How do I stop time from going? We don't really need it right now. All right, gotta go back into observe mode. Start observing. A lot of staring at trees right now. Where are we at? Training or network info, we're at 86%. All right, hopefully Gen 2 will be a lot more interesting. They'll still get stuck on occasion. Hey, Null, how do you program the neural networks that control the agents? That is in Java. So it's just a standard JavaScript, Java mod for Minecraft Java Edition. Ooh, what's he digging? Nope, he's exploring. And he got stuck in a tree. Now, hopefully, if my code is right, nope, so he's been stuck for a while. He should start strafing. Yeah, he should start strafing or jumping, but he's just too stuck right now. Maybe strafing's not working. I would like to see him start to jump. That'd be nice. I should debug that. Put that in the debug here. Seeking story. Finally, you fixed the lag. Yeah, I had to shut down. I just moved Chrome to I'm doing the chat on another laptop, which is really cranking my neck right now. Move the laptop more in the frame here. Put it on top of the iPad. I got too many screens. All right. Super Jury, very good description there. How do we build the neural networks? Using ChaosNet and a neat, that's neural evolution of augmented topologies, neural net algorithm. If you're interested, there's a bunch of videos on my channel about it. Check out the NEATO, neural evolution of augmenting topologies, all sorts of stuff on that. HexOS, welcome. And I don't know what we're looking at there. Okay, what's this guy doing? He's attacking himself. Okay, at least I got that on footage. Now I can get rid of that. I was trying to get video of them attacking themselves for a long time, just so I could have it, because it would be good in the main videos. And now I've got it, so we could stop them from doing that. But yeah, navigation's a big issue right now. This one's navigating. We're still at Gen 0, so that means that these guys are we haven't gotten rid of any of the bad ones yet, that I have no idea what they're doing. Super Jerry reminds me to say, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're into Minecraft or neural networks and AI. You want to see a bunch of crazy experiments where they learn to place crafting tables, or the most astonishing thing, and I probably should have led with this today, and I still have the map, but I did a hard reset, is that they built a flower garden last night. I can show you a video, I guess, of it if you guys would like. Whoa, this is intense. Yeah, they made a flower garden. They glitched out. Managed to create a ton of flowers and planted them all, and then kept digging them up and then planting them again. So it was quite eventful for me. I did not see that coming. Wait, how is it possible they attack themselves? It's a glitch in the attack code. I can fix it. I'll just validate against it, that's all. I'll have to add validation in 2 spots, but it should be fine. And right now we are exploring, because this guy can't choose an action. Oh, we're Gen 1. Good. So hopefully this will speed up a little bit. The problem is they're getting pretty significant life bonuses right away. I really need to take out the fitness function that they get rewarded for touching a new block because I explore by default now. So I think I'll do that real quick. And we'll do a quick reset, and that'll speed up everything just a little bit. So give me 1 second here to hop in to the code. And I think it's in Fitness Managers, Discovery Fitness Manager, and touch block. All we got to do is get rid of this. So give me 1 second as I restart the server. I don't think we need to restart the client. Fairly certain of that, so it'll just be a second. Oh, Red Skull of Death. Yep, I trying to see if they craft anything, but the big thing that's new here that I don't think we had last week is discovery mode. And so I can talk about that. But basically, anytime one of these events happen, as long as it's a different type of block that they've mined before, they get rewarded. And block placed, same thing goes, an item collected, etc., etc. And so they get rewarded for novel behavior. It's behavior they haven't done before, so to say. And we should hopefully see a wide range of behavior, but I have not seen any crafting specifically for this one yet. That server's still starting. The fake player, let's see. Technically, the fake player attacks the bot. That's right, it's the player proxy. All right. So this is good. We should see lower score. Stop observing. Start observing. Okay, so this will weed them out a little bit better now, and they won't have as long of lives. This guy doesn't say he's got any life right now, but that's not accurate. It's just he hasn't got any score events yet, so that's why it says the life is 0. I'll have to make it so it sends it on the spawn. I'll add that to the spawn packet. I'll put that in there. Add life to spawn packet. So, I'm going to ask out there to everybody, what would you guys like to see us do next? What type of simulations you guys want to see? I think the discovery one's going to pay off, but I think it's a bit early, so I kind of want to go back to more controlled stuff. Or a survival one. Just because I know that we don't... The discovery stuff's going to be better with RT Neat, or it can manipulate its own neurons inside of its head and learn in-game instead of having to die off and wait for the next generation to pop back in, and we're not there yet. I think the navigation's probably going to be a bit of a higher one because that seems to be a huge bottleneck right now. Let's see, he's just exploring. All right, gonna take some comments here. Okay, not really any new comments here, I guess. We're talking about spelling survival, as in let them live as long as they can survive, and have them, probably create some type of food requirement or something like that they have to do or meet in some capacity, so they die after a while, but then have them survive from mobs. So that's the survival one. We'll have some type of a resource. We can do a resource competition where there's only so many resources and they have to fight for it in some capacity. Probably back in the other maps. I still have the other maps saved in my system. I would not want to delete the parkour map, and I think Zit didn't upload it, so there's evidence of it on Discord somewhere, unless Discord deletes it. Should probably stash it in Google Drive. Make them search for food. Excellent. Yeah, I think naturally, if we make them search for food right now, they wouldn't find it too easily. They'd be in trouble. This is a short scan range right there. And he's trying to dig the spawn block. I need to feed in block hardness to them so they can realize that's impossible. But you're welcome to try it. You just won't get any points. Actually, I hate to do this, but I should do a hard reset because otherwise that baseline's going to be thrown off. reset. And we'll restart the client. Server's still up. Good. Back to the chat. Can they cooperate? They can. They are aware of the entity type of the other entities. I have not seen it really happen naturally at all, besides two of them attacking the same thing at once. But it's theoretically possible. What I want to do is introduce the concepts of teams as well. I mean, that's something else we could do. We could focus on a team sport and see if they, I don't really want to do a battle royale right now, but I would love to figure out a way to create some type of game of soccer in this thing. But I could feed in their team state. And I'm not actually, can you, Super Jerry, you probably know the answer to this more if I can you assign entities to teams? Is that a thing? Because they're not technically players, so I'm not sure. Is it night again? If anybody remembers the thing to keep it all day, let me know. Okay, so we're looking at all zeros right now, and they don't have the time thing, so I should have thought of that before the stream. Sorry, guys. We're only 24 minutes behind there. Cold Embrace of Death or Never Fear says, I want herding like pigs into a pen. That's a cool idea. I could probably start them all with leads. I'd have to make sure that leads work, and then just make them drag, stuff into a pen, and we can do teams that way. That could be fun. I like that idea. Super Jerry says entities can be put into teams. That's good. And he's figured out the game rule for day, night, cycle, day, do, daylight, cycle, false. Cool. I had a feeling it was a game rule, but I typed in like time and I couldn't quite get it right. Yeah, the night vision not worried about right now. I just don't want entities blowing up my spawn blocks. I keep doing that, and then it makes it really tough for them to navigate. It's honestly it's them and Enderman, because Enderman have aggression turned on to these guys by default, like all mobs do. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be aware these guys existed. And Endermen just assassinate these guys. They just kill them so fast. Ooh, I like that. They remove the particles. I'll have to remember that. Added a 1 and a true at the end. Okay. I think I might have missed a comment. No, could you have them build in creative mode? Yes, we could. We've never actually tested that. Well, what was it? Never Fear has been testing building more so than I have. But I do want to make sure they can still craft right now. That's something, if they don't get to the point like within half an hour of them crafting, I'll probably add wood in their inventory by default and just see why they're not. I'll debug that a bit because I haven't seen crafting in a while. And I didn't move crafting to an action. That's something that the default neural net does in real time, so they can craft at any time, not just when an action ends. But I'm probably going to move that over to an action instead of an output, which I realize is very confusing. But basically, I should be able to feed in a block in which to craft with. Now I got to step away from the mic for a second to let the dog back in. Okay, I have returned. Okay, just give them wheat and have them lure them into the pen like how you would do it normally. I like that. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I want to get them farming too, but I think a team game would be fun. The using tools. Yeah, I don't know. We got to get them crafting tools still. That hasn't really happened, but I could jump the gun and give them tools and see if they do stuff. So we'll see. I'm super optimistic that with this new action stuff, we're going to see some really beautiful, diverse behavior. But the problem is still navigation right now, so I got to think about that. But if I put them in somewhere flat, then it doesn't. We don't need navigation as much because they won't need to navigate so much. There are no mobs spawning as of now. No, I know. I turned it off. Well, not the mobs spawning, but aggression. At least they're chasing something. What are they trying to do? They're trying to melee attack one of them. And then that guy attacked himself to death, and this guy is trying to dig a spawn block, which is invincible still. Let's see. Unless Schematical added those to the tag, they can't. I missed something. Can Enderman steal spawn blocks? Okay, so that's what Super Jerry is saying. It's not there. Congratulations, Super Jerry, on whatever thing you're talking about right there. Let's see, can the Enderman? That would be hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to add that just so it'll happen and it'll make for a good video. So, Alien Anthony, welcome to the party. How's it going? Have we gotten pulling things back out of cryo storage working yet? No, we have not. Like, okay, this guy's chasing that guy, trying to kill him. Oh, yeah, some of these guys are ornery, but they don't get rewarded for attacking right now. Unique things. Yeah, this guy's a bully, but you will die soon. Hummingbirds are an aggressive species. Imagine if hummingbirds were horrible predators. Now, this one's not so angry. He's just indecisive. He's got no actions. Let's take a look at their neural nets. Man, I've got to separate these out. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a UI where we can say we want to see the target net, a default net, some type of toggle, maybe checkboxes up there, because the target net, like you won't really need to see what the target net's doing at the same time. You'd need to see what the action net's doing because they don't run at the same time. And then the default net, because the default net does feed into all the other nets, the information from the default net, so that's good. But the cryo storage thing, yeah, I could work on that. Right now we've got such drastic changes coming since I've added the action buffer. Like a lot of the old neural nets aren't going to really matter, so I have not prioritized that yet. My mouth is like sore from talking. Team wheat herding game. I'll have to figure out how to do teams on this thing and assign them to a team automatically. We'll have to put that in the spawn. Yeah, that'll take a little bit of time to do. But that a neuron to figure out what team the entity is on shouldn't be too tough to do. And then the herding, we probably have to have waypoints that were assigned to a team. So that's their goal. So like they manage to herd the creature over there, then be good. Maybe we should see if, I'm not actually even sure if an org entity holding wheat, because it's not a player class, could even lure the things. I'm not sure the other creatures would even see it. We'd have to look in the code. This guy can't decide what he wants. So we're still on Gen 0 again, but this should go faster because they don't get rewarded just for traveling. That was too much. We got a high score of 3, which means someone did one thing once. That's not good. That is not good for our stream. But where are we at? Network info. We're at 80% right now of Gen 1. My guess is by Gen 5 we'll see some pretty decent unique behavior. It's going to dig the spawn block. There you go. So another thing I added here is this is that was it tells you the cumulative stats of that particular action and object combination for that guy. So you can see if it's scored at all cumulatively, because we're tracking the actions. They can actually remember and look back and see all the things they've done over time. But and then it's got the amount of completes, which is different than the fitness function scores, and it's got the amount of completes and the amount of failures and the amount of times that they tried to execute it. I don't have a thing for timed out or anything like that yet. And these guys are just exploring. Let's see. So this is the first time he's tried to dig spawn block. No score yet, clearly. Execution time 0, completion 0, fail 0. And the last one was the amount of seconds, I think, since they tried to execute it, if I remember correctly. Okay, maybe not. I actually have to look into that to make sure that's right. Oh, we get a bunch of comments all of a sudden. Here we go. Okay, Chris G, welcome to the stream. I was in a school video meeting, but it's done now. What did I miss? They're in discovery mode, so they get rewarded for doing unique behaviors right now, which is cool. And they keep trying to spawn blocks, and they can attack themselves, which isn't good. I got to fix that bug. And some of them are very violent, but they don't get rewarded for attacking right now. They're getting rewarded for digging unique blocks. So they dig like a ton of dirt, they'll stop getting rewarded right away. But we actually feed that state back in. They know if they've done something before, which is kind of cool, and how many times they've done it. Never fear, boat racing. Yeah, I would have to program in. That would be a good one too, because it makes for a good YouTube video. But I have to program in the ability to control the boats, which they don't currently have. I have to dig into that. They can jump in boats, but they can't move them. We proved that 2 weeks ago, and we were screwing around driving boats off of stuff. HexOS, are you going to make a companion for a survival single player? Possibly. So that's one of the things that's cool about ChaosNet is that different people you can run this software on your own computer and set up your own simulations. I mean, a bunch of these guys have over time. Super Jerry, for some reason, was trying to train them to kill him. I have no idea how that went. Never Fears was trying to teach him to build stuff. So people can build a companion. It's not like specifically my goal, but I mean, it's definitely doable. Never fear. They can be companions for a single player world if they learn to do various things. Yeah. Can they reverse learn how to use head movement more naturally? At the moment, no, but I actually do intend to give them the ability to manually override what they're doing if they wanted to, so they can have finer control over stuff if that's what they want to do. So we're not there yet, though. We haven't. There's still things like I was just saying. I want to move the crafting to an action, and equipping would probably be an action, and those are pretty much the only things that are left in the outputs right now that aren't moved to action. So if we look here in the code base, AI, like we've really slimmed down our outputs, and craft, equip, stop, scan, but that's target specific. Oh, toss, equip, stack, and use item. And use item, actually, I should probably delete because they can do that. So I'm probably going to move this to an action, move this out of there because we just pass that in with whatever. So if you say attack such and such or craft, I guess dig such and such, you would pass in whatever you wanted them to equip in the main hand anyway. So we don't need that. And then craft is a little tricky because it requires two things. One is a recipe, and two is a destination block. So the crafting block, for instance, that they need to use. So that'll be the way to do it. I guess we could say find nearest crafting block, but yeah, we can. That'll be the way to do it. But yeah, the head movements are not supernatural right now. And they used to be able to look one way and walk another, but we pulled that out for the short term. Again, I'm going to give them the ability to override them. So we're at Gen 1 now. This is good. What's our scores looking like? I'm afraid to look. I am afraid to look. For Gen 1, I'm not too worried about it. The average for these guys is moving up. They'll start digging more things. Took them, they were like Gen 31s yesterday that were digging all that stuff, so. What I'd like to see is this wandering work where they find something that they want to do. Because these guys keep picking no action, which is lame. Disminer says they are becoming absolute killing machines, which is odd. That's not what we're rewarding them for right now. It's not like the chicken targeting, which they can obviously target real well right now, but they're not picking as many unique actions as I'd like. I haven't seen anybody dig dirt right now. I haven't seen anybody select dirt. I don't know why they're all trying to do the spawn block. I could make actions time out faster. That would at least, because I think the actions time out with their lives right now. But why are we not seeing them dig dirt is a good question. Matter of fact, I don't think we've seen any skill. Yeah, well, somebody scored, so it's doable. I'm going to turn on score events real quick. I also have these observe options, so you can. I don't know. I got to figure out what's up with that. Display scores, save. So now it'll display whatever score they did here. They're back at it with the spinning. That's not as common though. Thank God. That's not as common. Those guys are exploring. I probably shouldn't have made the Z so high on that one. Now that I think about it, they pick a random point and it can be above them or below them. So that's what's causing the spinning. And I should probably just make it so if they're within enough X and Y, they're good. I should display their health up here too somewhere. Alien Anthony, they are choosing the spawn blocks because they don't want to be reborn. Wow, this is a dark day. We're no more of this dark conversation. We got enough craziness in the universe. I got a video of my puppy stealing my bath mat that I think might make the next video. So I'm gonna cheer you guys up with videos of a dog trying to steal a mat that's bigger than it, and I turned on the shower just because I had to shower in a minute. I was like, just to see what he would do, and he ran like hell, tried to bring the bath mat upstairs. It was pretty funny. So I'm gonna keep it more cheery right now. With that said, does anybody got any fun plans for the weekend? I got a happy hour with my co-working space virtually. No, we're due tonight, and tomorrow we'll probably host some type of game night. And if we're lucky, tomorrow I will go for a hike with the puppy and the roommates. Just me and my roommates are too crammed in here to really do social distancing, so what are you going to do? We're trying, but it's just too close in proximity. But the rest of the world, I'm distancing from. Not virtually. Okay. Wix, hi, how's it going? Can do a lot. Not this yet, but we're Generation 1, which if you went back even like a month and a half ago, Generation 1's like just ran in circles, and now they can do all sorts of crazy stuff at Generation 1. But what we're doing is rewarding for diverse behaviors. So digging, new types of blocks, crafting new types of things, etc., etc. Also, what time is this? 1 o'clock, right? Or it's 1:42 here. I've been going for about 45 minutes. If we don't see, I doubt we're going to see crafting in the next 15 minutes. But if we don't see crafting in the next 15 minutes, I'll give them a little bump, maybe 20 or so minutes. But Chris G, they're punching themselves. Yeah, it was a major problem. They are. That is a problem. I can fix that. I suppose I could fix that right now. And once I catch up, never fear. They punch themselves is a major problem with my buttons. I keep forgetting that you're TNT, Christy. It doesn't click right away. But I'm like, wait a minute, who else is running the dev branch besides me? And that's you. Alien Anthony, make a mini cam that will show clips of your dogs during your videos. I honestly, I almost bought what I need to do that um, for the streams, but they said that it's now delayed. Amazon Prime 2-day delivery is no longer a thing in this time, right at this point, right now. So I was gonna buy it, and I was like, oh, if I don't get it for a month, am I still gonna be where I currently am? Um, so, because everything's changing right now with the pandemic and stuff, and I don't know. We'll see. I might have to travel to go help family out that can't leave, is not allowed to leave the house. So I'm like, if I don't want to get delivered here. But either way, yes, I almost bought that. I was hoping it said Prime delivery, but didn't work. Okay, let's make it so they can't attack themselves quickly, shall we? I think the easiest way to do that is to go to the scan manager. And I don't know if anybody's interested here, but it creates a scan instance now, which allows me to scan. I can have multiple scans going at once, which is going to ideally make it so we can have a small scan closer to itself to predict if it's in any danger. You know, the lava maze I really want to go back to at some point. I think could be real cool because then it could be like, oh, there's lava near. I better change direction or not face it or something. Thing is, I don't really have a navigate to final command. It's actually something that else is extended there. Here we go. Actually, it might be it's probably in the scan instance tick. Yeah, scan entities, all right. All right, we're going to do that. This, that, this. So it doesn't technically scan itself. It cannot see itself then once I do that. Which should stop them from killing themselves. All right. Yeah, they're struggling right now. What's this one got? I think he successfully dug something. All right, I didn't restart yet because I don't want to at the moment, but we'll do that. High scores of 3, which is the equivalent of digging 1 block, but they should start doing that more often. And this is exploiting a bug in my Explore stuff. Here we go. We're going to patch up the Explore stuff real quick too. So there's this action up here called the Wander action, which they can actually choose to do. It's just if they don't choose anything else, this is the default throwback. And the shuffle, this range for the Z, that's X, Y. Yeah, the Y, needs to be smaller. We'll do that as random times. Let them go up 5. But yeah, that should be. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. That also, oh my god, that code is so off right here. I must not have been paying attention at all to what I was doing there. I just did some weird averaging. Okay, I'm going to do a restart now because that really screws up the Wander code. So no wonder that's not working. That was the stuff I was working on right before the stream where I'm like, oh, I think I can get this in there. Everything is fine. Nope. Okay, that is server side, so I got to do a restart on the server as well. Should not need a hard restart or I delete their brains or anything. Windows taskbar, you are my nemesis. Get out of here. Why? I don't want the taskbar. You're just slowing down my stream. All right, let's do some chat here. It's 12 a.m. there. Yeah, you were like basically on the opposite side of the planet from me. Hey, Samuel Furlan, welcome. Hey, listening from Montreal, Canada. Keep up the good content. Thank you, Samuel. I appreciate that. Glad you're on. Are you in the Discord as a username or anything like that? Just so I know if I should be got any history. I got a lot of these guys are on the Discord and they've got different usernames, and some of them use the same username. It's it gets a little confusing. TNT says, I'm going to make a new account, so I'll be back to TNT Outburst by the next live stream. Good, because it gets confusing as all can be. Server is still starting. The server is still starting. All right. Disminer, that will promote the killing the others. Yeah, well, it's not encouraging it, but it'll, yes, by just strictly playing the odds, it will encourage it slightly, but not by much. Disminer, because they will not kill themselves. But yes, exactly. Statistically speaking, just one less entity to choose from. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Breakpoint. Go. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll see some better explore behavior. So we got a weasel, 2. Hey, okay, good. So he got stuck and he started jumping, or else somebody might have attacked him. I honestly don't know, but hopefully, yeah, that guy's just getting attacked. But when they get stuck, they'll start to jump, or they'll try and walk to the side, which is good. Yep. So that's. I think that was the strafing in play there because he really wanted to get to the bottom of this to dig dirt. Okay. Well, it's got a score of 9. There we go. We're breaking that. I need to add in Chaos Nets, probably not ChaosCraft. I could probably add it in ChaosCraft now I think about it. Like a line graph of their scores going up and the complexities and all that. I could add it in here, I suppose. Just require me to do math. Ooh. So 6. Let's see what this guy's score events are. Item collected, dirt. Wonderful. Hey, this guy placed a block of dirt. So this guy collected somebody else's dirt and placed it. So he did not dig that. Why do they attack each other? Actually, I think I know why, because they probably have a slightly improportional chance of attacking because there's each of the actions that they can take. There's 4 actions. We use the top 5, so that means there's a 25% chance they're going to choose to attack something, typically. So maybe I should do percentages instead of, well, it'd be a ton of blocks still. I don't know. I can mess with that to make it happen less, but that probably would be useful if I reweighed that. If I wait for the neural nets to do that on their own, it'll take a while. Samuel Furlan, no, I'm not on Discord. Discovering your channel last week, and I've been loving it. I'm glad you enjoy it. I very much enjoy creating this content and watching these guys learn and running these experiments. Everybody else is all like bored. They're stuck in the house, and I'm glued to my chair half the time. Been working long hours on this. Like today when I was supposed to be working out and I kept hopping in here and even started the live stream. It was foolishness. But yeah, we're getting some exciting results now. And I have a meeting next week with, I think I told you this, I'm not going to say the college, but a research professor. It's a virtual meeting. And the research professor I talked to, I think it was 2 weeks ago. No, it was a week ago, but I have a meeting. Never mind. Next week, I have a meeting with this team to talk about their stuff because they have a whole team of people. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to add, but okay, all right. But they like what I'm doing, so that's awesome. But yes, virtual meeting. So I'm curious. I mean, it could be interesting. I might learn a lot from their team. They might learn something from me. Could be cool. Exchanging of ideas, open knowledge, and whatnot. This guy's staring at the ceiling. Man, I really miss those gardening guys. For those of you guys, I think I've probably said this a ton of times, but for those of you guys that didn't see my earlier Twitch stream, I went to bed last night and I come back and they had planted flowers like all over the place. They had collected and they had glitched out and made this like it's something you would not see normally in Minecraft, and it was pretty cool. But that was a good amount of generations in. There's blocks in the trees, so they're placing blocks. Let's take a look at our scores. What do we got for scores? We're looking at 9s, 10s. Okay, we got a 10. We're getting there. Okay, 70 is the score to beat so far. That's 14 different unique actions, and 13 if you don't count walking for the first time. Record it could be a good podcast. I would need their permission for that, but I've actually thought about interviewing people on this channel. So I don't know if those of you guys that don't know me that well, I also, up until this whole thing kind of blew up, I was hosting a podcast where I interviewed people, not on AI specifically. They're actually just people from my co-working space and around, or in the entrepreneurial and scientific community where I'm at. And that's kind of been put on hold. Not that we couldn't do it, just haven't had any volunteers lately, and I've been really into this. So I was thinking about interviewing people on this channel related to AI, especially now that I've got my face on here. So, but yeah, I'd be down to do a podcast of some type or something of that capacity. The ChaosCraft podcast, Chaos Nut Pod. I don't know. I've done a schematical podcast before, but it bored even me. So don't even go looking for it. No, I interviewed some cool people actually that were on it. Yeah, God, I got to reweight the attack stuff. I don't know how to describe it better, but basically, we scan all those green blocks worth of boxes. So, oh my God, I'm losing my mind here. Let's just say we've got the 20 by 20 by 20 grid we had previously. That means we're scanning 20 to the third power of blocks. And so that's a bunch of candidates that get scores that we could then use to decide if we want to do block stuff. But then we check for entities and we only have 10 entities around us. Well, there's still a 25% chance that we're going to do an entity action since there's only 4 actions. So it's just horribly disproportionately weighted right now. And I don't have a great way to weigh it back because I didn't foresee this happening. So use item Minecraft error. I have to figure out how to stop that. Because there's some things with use item we need to patch up. Chaos Pod. Chaos Cast. That's catchy. Well done. Yeah, that's catchy. I like it. Let's see what we got for neural nets right now. You've got basically a broken GUI. Yeah, I got this GUI. This was this target candidate type slot 1. I will make that a priority because this is silly that I can't get more information on this. I also could make it so I should make another one that I just toggle that it doesn't, it shows, or it won't show the ones that aren't used. Why am I not writing this stuff down? Okay. This guy's got 0 score, so it doesn't matter. Ooh. Well, we're at Gen 2 now, which is good. And this guy is trying to dig the spawn block, but he's looking off to the side. That was a massive failure to navigate. Oh, that guy was trying to dig a flower. And this guy's trapped under a tree. Another thing I need to do is give them... Yeah, gosh. That's the nav neural net, because that we can stack actions. And I can test against it. Ugh. I don't know if I should be building that yet. And this guy is drowning. I think I might have gotten rid of the swim output. I got rid of the swim output. That's not good. He attacked a pig. Well, now you're drowning. Yeah. Okay, probably should put on auto swim or something like that. TNT, should you just turn off the bot's ability to attack other bots for tasks where you don't want them to? I could. We could just get rid of attacking altogether right now, especially because I've got the mobs turned off. The thing is why I don't usually do that is because certain things you need stuff from the mobs to do. So, like the spider string, you know. So, God, that guy, I think somebody else might have attacked him. We could turn off attacking for now, though. I could just remove the attack target slot output. Nah, I'd have to do a reset. I can't do that now. I could do some other coding where I just return it as a 0. Be like, if, just something super hacky. All right, well, let's since it looks like no one's craft. I mean, we are making progress. Let me hold back for a second. I was gonna just throw stuff in their inventory and see if they can craft stuff, but we are making progress right now. In an average of 4 and up to 10 there. I wish I would have seen it. Okay, this guy's at 7. Org details, score events, mine, or collect, and mine. Okay. What's he trying to do right now? No action. He's trying to... Oh, that's just a target slot. 1 second. There we go. That'll make it easier to figure out what they're doing. Trying to melee attack someone. Yeah, we really got to dial that back. I mean... I think I've talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again. I'm going to add back in prediction events pretty soon. Whoa! Did you guys see that? The guy just did a jump in place. He jumped and placed the block, I think. What's the timestamp on that? We're at... That is the first time I've ever seen a jump in place of a block. We're at the 1 hour mark. That's cool. Is it possible to turn off friendly fire? TNT says. If I write it, I'm sure we can sort it out. That is the first time that they have ever done a jump in place, and that is cool to see. I wish I had some way to just reward the heck out of that. They must have targeted a block where they were standing. 'Cause that was a problem before. If they were standing in a spot, then they tried to place a block, it would fail. So that was a problem yesterday. We were having a lot. What's he doing? No action, just wandering. I'm going to turn down the action timeout real quick. That's 15 times 20, which will time it out. We're going to drop down an action timeout to 7. 2. So when that'll happen next time I restart. I don't want to do it right now because that's the server restart and that takes longer. But that will happen in just a minute whenever we decide to restart. The jump in place is super useful. I mean, that's how you just climb for the sake of climbing. Yeah, building stuff, structures, all that. Like that is something. I wish I could track how to reward that. I guess I could say if you're standing in a spot and you try and place it and jump. The thing is that the actions don't reflect that jumping though, but I could put a jump output back in. I probably should put a jump output back in. That's where the raw navigation stuff kind of comes into play. That I want them to be able to override just the action navigation. Problem is that's just a lot of traffic back and forth though, so you end up with a weird thing. That's kind of cool. So what happened there when he was staring at the block is nothing happened for a while, and so he was like, I don't think I can touch it, so I'm going to start jumping or I'm going to start strafing or whatever. It's this guy who's just wandering. Hopefully he'll start jumping. No, he just changed his target. What do I have wandering set to right now? Wander action. I just wonder how long I gave them. The threshold's 15 seconds if they choose a target, and then after 3 seconds, if they haven't hit their target, and that's down here, and if it thinks it's stuck, then it'll start to do those different actions to mix it up. I need another one I should add is digging. Say like dig down or something like that. This guy's just wandering. He got 7 points though. 2 blocks mined, 1 collected. He mined grass and got dirt and dirt. So he stole someone else's dirt. And now he's just wandering. No, and that's total black box. All right, here we go. Samuel Furlan. What is the ultimate goal for this AI? Would you give it a mission like building something, letting it do its mission, or have something else in mind? So I designed ChaosNet in the back end that allows different people, like some of the people on the stream here, are using it to train their own bots to do different things. Never Fears teaching them to build. Super Jerry, for some reason, tried to get them to hunt players, which seems like a bad idea. That's how we end up with the Terminator. My kind of grand vision for this is to have an entire ecosystem of bots that are very unique and involve like different biological properties, like using even different models. And I'd love to see models designed that we never even imagined, and skins like that it uses a GAN, a generational adversarial neural net, to they're different and they all have different behaviors, and they behave in like hives or packs or even communities someday, building their own things and trading and bartering. And one of the things I dreamed of today after the flowers was like, wouldn't it be cool if they used the flowers for navigation? And so a species developed a trait where they leave paths of flowers, and they can use that to navigate, and that's like their a way of communicating and navigating. So I want communication. Giving the ability to communicate is going to be a big thing in the near future. So if we do end up doing the team thing next week, we probably will start working on communication after that. But I don't know right now. This discovery stuff, I think I've said it a couple times now. I think we're not there where this discovery stuff's going to be where we need it to be. We need the RT neat, which real time neat, which means that their neural nets actually evolve during their lifetime. See how they're spawning up and dying and spawning up and dying. Their lives will be longer, and the neural nets have the ability to add neurons and and stuff like that when they're in the simulation. So that's a long answer, but hopefully that answers your question. Has anybody mined oak yet? That's what I wish I knew. Then I would know if we're just hosed on the crafting bit. So we're seeing more 9s and stuff here, but we're not seeing the 70s that we were doing before. But again, it's only a Gen 3, so it's not totally surprising. What we can do while we're here is I'd have to open Chrome. Well, that's fine. I'm going to open Chrome, and if it starts blowing up my frame rate like it did this morning, we'll close it again. But we're going to open Chrome. And I'm going to pull out the network visualizer. Don't take over the whole screen, Chrome. As this guy drowns, we're going to go here, and we're going to look at some of the neural nets' brains, and we're going to examine some of this stuff. Ideally, they'll visualize better than the in-game visual neural net visualizer. No. Let's see, hard reset. No, God, no, don't hard reset right now. Let's go. Let's just find the top orgs that are doing well. Oh, we got Gen 4 here. Oh, man, look at how slow this is going. Okay, Chrome, you're going away. Well, you know what? No. It'll go away as soon as I'm done with this. Just give me a second. I don't know what tab's doing that. Oh, got the live stream tab open there. That shouldn't be good. No, shush. I still have not figured out how to watch that Bayesian thing. Okay, so that's good. A bunch of the other species died out because they weren't doing well. Let's see, high score of 10. We're going to check them out. And top orgs. And anybody, if you're out there, can go to chaoslabs.schematical.com and you can look at all this stuff too and set up your own training room. So, all right, we got 2 of them that have 10 out of the top 10. That's cool. And let's see what your neural net looks like. I'm going to full screen this just for a second. That is not full screen. Okay, so we got bias, health input, target candidate pitch to target slot input. So that's comparing one target, or the target candidate to a target that it's already selected. Target candidate can see input, so you can see the target candidate. And so another thing, I should probably separate out these neural nets too. Action candidates. So this is good. See right here, this is gonna help with the unique stuff because the action candidate. I need to fix that screen. I try to make it so you can link to every single neuron and actually just be like, hey, I want to link to that neuron, but unfortunately, something's not right there. But yeah, so that's cool. The last time executed it tells you when the last time the candidate was executed, but this means that they're actually taking the amount of times it's fired off, which is cool. They have 2 last executed. Interesting. I don't know why. Oh, it's for a different target slot. Okay. Huh. I don't know why the thing's got a target slot ID. I'll have to rethink that. Oh well. You're going by Chrome. All right, let's check the. Am I stuck? Nope, I'm not. He's stuck. I'm not. All right. Um. Okay, Disminer, I hopped off for a minute. They already mastered the art of murder. We've realized that that's slightly disproportionately likely to attack because given that there's, I don't know, several thousand blocks that it's scanning and probably only several entities in its, like, let's just say 10 or 20 entities there, it's still got a 25% chance of attacking, which is annoying. So I got to work on that math there. TNT, I'm not sure communicating is that useful when all they're doing is punching each other and replacing dirt. I think once they learn to predict threats, it'll become more useful. And once they learn to predict something that they like, it might become more useful. So, for example, if they find a resource, they might, communicate. So that's something. Possibly communicating block positions to each other too, like here's the home base or here's where I stash the goods. That could be useful. Or if we were doing a team thing, like let's just say we were doing a team melee or something like that, communicating, let's gang up on this guy, and so they can communicate an entity ID. Terminator bots inbound, yeah. Potato, welcome to the stream. What is the purpose of these bots? These guys are trying to basically call it novel discovery. I don't know, discovery, novel, whatever. They're trying to dig new blocks that they haven't dug before. They're trying to craft things they haven't crafted before. They're trying to collect items they haven't collected before. So they're basically trying to explore and figure out the game. That's what they're doing right now. That's what they're getting rewarded for. What the long-term purpose is that plus a whole lot more. Potato. Oh, there we go. So in the final version of this bot, you will have the ability to launch them in the world server, and they will speed running or just PvP Minecraft for me. No, these guys are not really. It's more about machine learning. They're all powered by neural networks. Their brains change over time. They might speed run. Like I said, people can train them to do that. I might do that at some point, but right now we're still very interested in exploring. We're going to do some more survival work, but community is a big thing. I want to see collaboration between these guys. A single bot playing the game and speedrunning, it could be cool. 1,000 bots or so functioning as multiple societies within a server, like then interacting and collaborating and raising little kids and stuff, that's mind-blowing. Is someone, Minecraft Pork Chop. Oh, an actual Pork Chop. I thought someone changed his name to Pork Chop, like, again, and screwing with me. I'm like, is someone else on here again? Let's see. That would be the end goal. And the progress, any progress has been achieved. Tons of progress. In the past month and a half, we've made more progress than I have in the last 2 years. Keeping in mind, I've taken several hiatuses in the past 2 years, but this is the third iteration. We made a lot of progress right now. But we also started and reset this particular thing. Actually, even last night, they did something as crazy as creating a flower farm. But we did a hard reset just a little bit ago, actually 25 minutes into the stream, and so we lost a bunch of progress there because we had to. How were you doing prediction? They basically I think I'm not even sure they still do this, but basically on a score event or a penalty event or a health change event, I store it for a short amount of time, and so that basically, if they just got hurt, then that neuron's firing full off and basically decreases over time. And if they predict that, I don't know how to describe it. I'm actually pretty rusty on it. Let me come back to that one. I'll need a whole video for that, honestly. Why is my jaw sore? I have lockjaw now. They crafted sticks. They killed chickens. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of videos on the channel, Potato. I would check out the ones on the playlist as ChaosCraft V0.3 because those are the ones where I started editing and getting fairly serious about the YouTube stuff instead of kind of throwing up just blatant recording. So it talks about a bunch of the different specifics, but we did a bunch of we've been doing like a bunch of little experiments, but I want to open it up to more open world stuff, but I don't think we're quite in the right spot. I'm gonna go back to some. We're actually probably gonna do some competitive games next time where they have two teams and they fight each other, not fight. Maybe looking at different options, but Sweeto, wow, we can see the scan blocks now. Hello, Sweeto. I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, that you can see the scan blocks and the target. It's a little disorienting right now, but they have the neurons to decide if they've done an action already. So that's good. And they can see, if the action scored, if it succeeded, if it failed, etc. So we have the possibility of building some really cool stuff. But 75% of the species that weren't doing well just died. The lower 75% just died. And so we've got new neural nets. So we're going to see some pretty idiotic behavior for a little while. But hopefully the species that are thriving will continue to grow. Is it just me, or does YouTube compression totally screw up when they're spinning fast? That makes sense, because it's interesting how video compression works. Is that if a pixel doesn't change, they don't send a new pixel state for it, which saves them having to save it. So just the YouTube or your browser just thinks that the pixel didn't change. When everything's changing at once, it's sending a lot of different pixels, so it only sends like a low res version of it. So yeah, video compression is pretty interesting. God, it's like the nerdiest thing I've said. This coming from a guy that wears Star Wars shirts at least 3-4 days a week, different ones, and I have Star Wars slippers. We're complaining about DPIs and stuff. Let's see. Samuel Furlan, compression, fine for me. YouTube are dropping the video quality in streams, but yeah, they are dropping video quality in streams, which is I'm fine with, considering how much I hope that like doctors are using streams to tele whatever, and hopefully they're doing it. So I am glad I still can stream, but all right. We're an hour and 20 minutes. God, I really do think they've got a shot at getting to the point where they can craft on their own, but I told you guys I would add it. You know what? I'll put it to a vote. Should I give them in their inventory logs so we can see if they craft right away and if they're going to craft stuff novelly? What I just realized is that we don't have... I really do need to move crafting to an action, because they don't know if they've already crafted something or not, which is a problem. Actually, now that I think about it, the more that I think about it, the reason they can't craft is they don't have the neurons for it, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I got to reweight that attacking. It's horrible. All right, Gen 5, scoring 9 right off the bat. Look at that. Graph block. Oh my God, that's actually not impressive just looking at what they're doing. Grass block. Has anybody seen them target wood right now? I haven't seen anybody try and dig wood. Problem is they're not aware of the different types right off the bat. I'm wondering... I'm going to check something real quick. I should probably get Oh my god. Sorry, I'm just having like a moment right here where my brain stops working. Never fear. After a few minutes, if they don't get logs, then yes. The more I think about it, without the preset neurons and without me somehow cranking up how quickly they add in new neuron types, it's going to be tough for them to do it. They'd have to learn the neuron type through the neat observable stuff. And so just giving them blocks is probably just going to encourage them to place at stuff. We got a score of 11. This is a Gen 5, so this is good. I mean, hopefully they're learning to use the neurons that tell them if they've already targeted something or not. And I think they are starting to do that. And this is a melee out here, just a straight up bot melee. Alien Anthony says, have you been keeping up with some exercise? Maybe walking a few laps. I have. What was yesterday? Yesterday I ran until my knee stopped working. I got problems with my knee, and then walked. And today I got a nice little exercise in. I did my hand balance and stuff, and then I did push muscles. Luckily I got like a little home gym here, which is cool. And yeah, so hopefully you guys keeping active. Everybody getting out there doing some walking. I'll probably take the dog for a walk after this. Think about it. Probably upstairs terrorizing my roommate. And if you don't exercise, I strongly recommend it because it will keep you from being in that demographic that's being that's at risk right now. That's one of the things. I mean, you're not gonna, yeah. But again, I said, oh, we got a block somewhere in the air. I'm gonna hop out for a second. I want to see what the environment looks like. We got a block up there. We got a block up there. Oh, someone's targeted me. I think. Yeah, someone's targeted me. Yep, someone. I got to fix that. That's actually using the new scanning. So look at that. We've got some dirt placed, a lot of dirt placed. No oak yet. Why not oak? And we're still not seeing the flower digging that we used to. So you're probably wondering why it's still drawing that green box over there. It's because the debug thing has the scan instance from that bot and in place, and I haven't programmed it to reset. But it is kind of cool because you can do this and go like back in and see what their final scan was. But the bot that I was inside targeted me, and that the only entity target you can do is for an attack. So he was trying to attack me. And I don't know what this guy's doing. I really want to figure out how to display thought bubbles above their heads somehow. I should, so I could know what action they're trying to pursue. That'd be real cool. Probably color-coded or something. Sure, Super Jerry probably point me in the right direction there. Let's see. Never fear. One of them looked at wood, but I think for a really short time, I assume the white border is what they're currently looking at. And the white border shows up for all their target slots. So it could be any of the 4 target slots plus the additional 2 target, like the action target slots and the additional 2 target slots that they have. So that's 6 white boxes that are likely to happen. And then, he's trying to attack me. You fool. I'll have none of it. Oh God, I forgot I was saying there. So yeah, that's not necessarily it. Like the red box is the selected actions target, the border bounding box for that. So I'm still the selecting for the last one I observed. Look at this. Is he trying? Yeah, he's trying to attack me. No, sir. Yeah, they are homicidal right now. Nope. Yeah, look at it. I got just bot after bot trying to attack me. If I went into regular mode, I would be getting hit right now. Well, let's do that. Adventure. That was a bad move. See if I can make my way through here without getting killed. I actually don't. I think the player should be fine walking through here. Up. They're coming at me. Yeah, the thing you guys can't do that I can do is navigate. You psychotic little. Okay. All right. All right. Oh God, you guys saw it here first. They finally killed me. That's the beginning of the robot uprising. Okay. Game mode creative. Let's just not have that happen again. That's awesome. Oh, I'm lost now. Where did I put these bots? There we go. Don't want to lose a whole bunch of psychotic kill bots. Okay. There's a whole bunch of chat I got to catch up on, so I'm going back in observe mode. What do you got? Speaking of exercise, how you doing on the one-handed handstand? I had a really nice one this morning that I was a palm and on the ground with one hand and just one finger on the other, and then I came off of that and it went really well. It was a good one today. So, but I was actually more focused on strength than skill today, so I was doing more strength stuff, and I was more focused on the stream this morning. Do they have the ability to learn things like an axe is faster, or do they have to reward specific actions that in the code? Samuel Furland asks. Good question. Ideally, they will learn to optimize to the most efficient equipment. Can they learn it in real time right now? No, but we are working towards that. So if that makes sense, they will learn it generation after generation, ideally, to use the right tool. But in real time, it's not a thing yet. So we're getting there. Yeah, and they're not being rewarded for it, but it's possible they could optimize for it. It's one of those things I'm really interested to see. Yeah, but could they learn how to reward themselves? That's an interesting thought. Could they learn how to reward themselves? I don't know. We could play with that at some point. Am I unhooked here? No, I'm hooked in still. This guy's just stuck staring at the wall. Terminator bots are on their way. They are. Thought bubbles would be nice. I totally agree. Thought bubbles would be great, and I think it's doable. And I'm not sure if Super Jerry's still on, but if you are, if you have any idea how to make that happen, I mean, I'm pretty sure since I can draw lines, I can draw text in a way. I just got to dig into it. Put armor on your character, they won't be able to harm you as much. How about I just not put myself in a position where they're gunning for me in the first place? So I did not want to make super kill bots that kill me. I could see the use of it for PvP, and if you guys want to do it, that's fine. But I'm not doing that quite yet. Oh, he's hunting. That's a pretty solid hunt. Except he's just going to leave the stuff there and not use it, which is I think he collected a pork chop. Did he do that? Yeah, item collected pork chop. Okay. Take it back. He collected a pork chop. It could be made to predict rewards. Don't think they can learn to reward themselves. Not yet, but it's a concept I wouldn't mind exploring. One thing I've played with before is the concept of a pleasure matrix, which basically means when a certain stat changes, they get pleasure for it. Basically, it's almost like getting a score for it, and so they could, they actually could take pain for their health increasing or something like that. So we'd randomize that across various amounts of stats, and use that score as the end score, like the reward and punishment score, kind of. And so it's something I played with a long time ago, back when I wrote Chaos Engine, believe it or not, which I really should do a video on. Chaos Engine was one of my first AI experiments. It was like technically the second AI experiment I did, probably in 2000 and I don't even know, it was a while ago, but I took Fallout sprites from Fallout, the first Fallout game, the 2D top-down Fallout game, and I yeah, I started making my first AI machine. Okay, we're unhooked here. I'm in control. What happened? So I want to do a video on that. And that code's on GitHub for anybody that wants to play on it. Probably called Chaos Engine. But that's before I really understood how neural nets work and the math and the calculus and all that. I was just trying stuff. Spawn message sent. We're unhooked. We're out of the spawn zone. So we've walked away from the spawn zone too far. Now I don't know where it is. There we go. There's spawn blocks and anarchy. A lot of dirt placing. Why they're not digging oak is beyond me. I gotta hop off and hop back on. Disconnect. Come back. So that's another bug I know I need to fix. Is we fixed it so they don't stop simulating if they wander out of the loaded chunks. But if I am observing and I go away from the loaded chunks, or hello, I'm back. All right, the reboot. It's rebooting. It crashed because it's got a bunch of can't connect to the internet errors. Multiplayer. There we go. And Psyche, how's it going? All right, I can catch up on some of these comments here once I get back into observe mode. This guy's getting attacked. Yeah, it wasn't OBS. Actually, the internet for my whole house just went out that time. So we unplugged the modem and plugged it back in again, and it was fine. Let's see. What I found interesting was training NNets to reward NNets based on human input. Yeah, I think that would be cool. That'd be something. I want to get it so you guys can be more involved in the stream too, where like I can leave it running on Twitch or whatever, or you guys can hop on the server as an observer, and then I don't know. I guess if it's via Twitch, just like take stuff from the chat or Twitter or something like that. I don't know. Like you guys can be like, oh yeah, I like this one, but that's going to be when we have the RT need stuff, so they don't reload every second, because then you guys can actually find like some of these guys will last longer, and then you guys, they're not just living 15 seconds; they're lasting hours and hours, and then someone will be like, oh, that one's doing something cool. This miner got sidetracked. Yes, stream died again. Let's see. Or use in-game achievements as goalposts. Yes, but these guys technically aren't players, so I don't think that tracker really works well with them, that particular metric. But yeah, we tried that, kind of mimicking that in a rule set on ChaosNet once. But that was before we went from 1.12.2 to 1.15.2, which was a massive jump, and so all those old IDs and rules didn't quite apply, so we never updated that. I bet it was the Terminator robots you were training now that blew up the feed. That'd be funny. Let's see, Potato, maybe allow them to spend some of the necessary potions on themselves for a reward. That'd be cool. Never fear, make another announcement on Discord. Okay, yeah, it sounds good. I'll make another announcement. Very good thought here. All right. should probably have added the wood in the meantime, in the middle time there. I don't know why they're not mining more wood. They're not targeting it. I mean, I guess we could hop in and debug it if we wanted to. Let's look at the dig output action and see what the validation is. Yeah, so this is the only real validation we have, because I removed a bunch of this other stuff, is it's water, air, and lava. They can't dig water, air, or lava. So unless the material is one of those things. I suppose I could just, I don't know what this one, let's see what this state is. Is air, get block state, is air, material is air. Okay, so we're covering that. But log, wood is definitely not air, so. What's he trying to dig? And this guy's just wandering because he's got no state. Let's take a look at our scores, see what we got for species. We got a 12 now. That's still nothing compared to our 70 we had before. Yeah, Never Fear says they're just beating the crap out of each other. Yeah, that's. I don't know how we want to do it, because I don't want to. It's just weighted poorly, and I don't want to completely remove it from the equation. But I guess until they learn, it's going to be a high, not priority, but a high probability of that happening. I got to think about that one. Honestly, there's not a good, simple solution to reweighting that yet. Epico Spaghetti, I can see the video you posted. I will watch that after the stream, but that looks interesting. I actually want to post the one that I was just watching in the random channel about AI and Minecraft and some of the competitions there. It's not related, it's more related to generation. You're generating villages and stuff like that than it is to these guys. They stopped attacking themselves. That's probably because they can no longer scan themselves. They don't. That doesn't count as a scannable entity anymore. So I put that fix in. Yeah, their attacking's just too high right now. Whew. One of the other things I think I've talked about before is offsetting the scan position, so that they're not just scanning the blocks around them, but they actually can choose to scan further away. Think of it like a focal point. If you hold your hand out in front of you and you stare at it, and then you look at the wall behind it, and how your focal point changes. So it would still be wherever their head's looking. Maybe I would offset it elsewise, but yeah, maybe I don't know. I'd figure out a way to make it work. But yeah, they could scan things, or else they could choose to scan around a target. So say they've targeted one of their guys. This would be a good one. Is to it'd be a cool one is to have them protect something, like give them all diamond armor and a sword, and then give them a chicken to protect, and then have other people, have various other mobs or something trying to attack the chicken or something. That could be cool. Wait, okay, someone's dug wood because the bottom of that tree's missing. Okay, this guy's digging and tossing stuff. And he's got 13. So we're moving in the right direction, just incredibly slowly. Still, I need to make a craft action, but I just don't know how to target it right. It'll come to me, though. These things just take time. 18. Did I just see an 18 on there? You guys see that? I thought I saw a score of 18. Where's my mouse? There we go. Well, it hasn't. That species hasn't wrapped up its generation yet. But 18. I think we got at least one of them made in 18. $13. Elephant. Gen 2. Samuel Furlan, did my assignment for like 10 minutes while the stream got down. Well, there goes my productivity. Yeah, I wish we had a way to speed this thing up, honestly. That would be real nice right about now. This guy's going to drown. So we've almost been going for 2 hours now. And okay, there's a tree missing its base again, so they are digging wood. We're just not seeing a ton of it. So that means that they're digging wood, that means they're collecting stuff, and that they could theoretically craft. But they're attacking each other. Disminer, knowing them, they would either kill each other or kill the chicken. Well, at first, yeah, they probably kill their own chicken. But after a while, they might learn to keep it alive, which could be cool. Just walking right into that tree. All right, I'm assuming that species has got has wrapped itself up. Maybe not. Let's take a look at our 13 here in the meantime. You can see it went from 3 to 10 to 13. The average went up on the top. The top average went up. The gen average went up slowly, but it's not the median. So, and this guy is pretty indecisive. This is a Gen 7, and he's still melee attacking everything in sight. It's unnecessary. This is Gen 3. They already know how to make crafting tables. They were making crafting tables. Go back, I think it's 2 or 3 videos, and they were crafting tables and placing them in weird spots organically. And then I added the action buffer stuff, which I knew was going to be potentially breaking, and I haven't seen them craft anything yet. And the action buffer stuff, and the discovery rewards. So it is possible that it's something to do with the discovery reward stuff as well, but I haven't seen them craft lately. So, I mean, I could put a breakpoint in the craft output as well. So give me a second there, I might as well. Well, the problem is that they don't. The biggest problem is they don't have crafting outputs until they observe them. So that's, even if I gave them stuff right now, it's not going to make any difference. Because, yep, I mean, we're looking. I'll try and track when we get one of the higher score ones come through. I'll try and grab its crafting output or grab its neural net. And I could write in ChaosNet to automatically add stuff anytime a new or a new thing's observed, new trait is observed. But I'm not sure if that would help because it still wouldn't have anything attached to it. It did just occur to me I could just take a list of whatever's currently crafted, but that, not sure. You seem very tired, sleep advised. You know, oddly enough, my mouth is just dry and my jaw hurts from talking so much. I don't talk this much. I'm very pensive. I might be a little tired. It's not that bad. So what I could do is do a target net type situation with all the stuff that they potentially can make, and then choose there, and then slowly add in types, which would allow them to craft more. But like that's great for discovery, but would that really mean anything for anything else? Would that for longer term gameplay? I mean, honestly, I think just adding more or adding neurons sooner is probably something better. But they already have the ability to learn it, so I don't know. It probably just takes time. Here, I'll put another breakpoint in so we know when one's getting evaluated. Right now, they don't naturally. We don't have any preset neurons for crafting. So discovery is going to take a long time to learn. Is what I'm thinking. Maybe they could have a complexity number, not of the neural nets, but the players itself, like crafting table M1, sticks M2, wooden shovel level 3. We did that once before in the rules. It was interesting. So that's more like what I'd probably do sooner is to have a global tracking of stuff, and so the less done it is, the more rewarded it is until more of these things come up with it. So that'll tell you how simple it is or how difficult it is to craft. Wooden Plank. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Wooden Plank. How are you doing? You somebody else in the Discord, like underneath a different name, or just find us, or either way. Samuel Furlan says, or if they get diamonds level 50. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of where I was going with the complexity score in a way, but we don't have. Like I was going to do a global tracker and just like I said, if they globally it's something that's not done very often, then it would get rewarded big time. So that's another level to the discovery stuff I could do for sure. I think it might be further away from the microphone too. Let's see. This is Gen 3, score 7. All right. Let's see if we've got that 19 logged. Nope. Man, I might, or 18. Maybe I was just seeing things. I don't know. Let's see what we're at with the gen progress. We're at 81%. Okay, maybe it hasn't reported it. That's fine. Cool. Well, I'm fine to keep streaming for now if you guys want to. Probably another half an hour. That'll put us to 2.5 hours. And then at that point, I've been sitting on my butt for too long, and I should probably get up and go take the dog for a walk. So right now we're just playing the waiting game. Does anybody have any questions for me? Stop and observe. I'm going to hop out for a second. Just take a look. We got a lot of dirt placed. And clearly my code to restore altered blocks is just not even doing anything right now, so I've got to revisit that. That or they're just doing this really fast right now. And they placed this one in the sky. They placed one on top of a tree. Two on top of a tree, many on top of a tree, just dirt everywhere. Well, at least they're no longer trying to dig water. I bet that little tour probably got us unhooked. One of these guys probably came unhooked. All right, let's go back into observe mode. This guy's tossing dirt, picking it up, which actually is a way to hack my system a little bit, is that way he can get points for picking up the same thing over and over again. Got a Gen 8 here who is killing people, which is disappointing, being as that's not getting him any score. TNT, can you push some of the changes you made? Yeah. Yes, I can. Let's see. Wanted action. We did. And yeah. I think we did a couple other things, but that's enough for now. Incoming. It's in the fancy scan branch, which I think I'm gonna merge down a bunch of the stuff because we're close enough where I probably should merge to master soon. Unfortunately, it's gonna break a lot of neural nets, but we'll do it. Now that we have at least two different main neural net types, we should probably consolidate, because otherwise more people are starting to use it and it'll just be more of a pain to rip the band-aid off later. Still have not actually observed them digging out yet at this point. Stop attacking each other. Dang, another Gen 0 screwing around. Young kids. Disminer, somebody's trying to kill you again. Yeah. And I was in creative mode anyway. You should only add dropout just so the bots rely on the same. Or you should add dropout. I don't know where I got the word only. You should add dropout. What do you mean by dropout? All right, I'm leaving. I'm starting to get a bit sleepy. See you later. Okay. Well, you're already gone. So if you're still on, let me know what you mean by dropout. This is a Gen 8, score 11, and he seems to be stuck in a hole, but he is trying to navigate out. But even if he starts jumping, he's going to be stuck, so. Yeah, they are just fighting each other. It's interesting he's targeted that empty hole, and now it's taken. Another thing I should do is give memory on the blocks they moved. I keep saying that over and over again. Okay, there's another tree with the bottom dug out. Samuel Furlan says, is the amount of fitness points given to kill per time it takes to do the action bigger than the number of points rewarded for play? They get nothing for killing. We're not giving them anything for killing right now. This is all discovery, so they don't get any benefit from killing the other one, except maybe preventing the other one from doing well. I'm tempted to make the bots invulnerable, and I'm tempted to penalize them for killing right now just because it's starting to annoy me. Like Gen 8 shouldn't be killing each other. Like I'm not going to always penalize them, but just for the purposes of the discovery stuff. If it was survival, I'd be less annoyed. And someone's kicking this guy's butt. This miner, I would love to train these guys myself, but my laptop runs Minecraft single player at 15 frames per second. I said Minecraft. So, yeah, that would be a little difficult to do. Right now, the client is doing a lot more, which is good because I'm trying to take as much work off the server as possible. So that way, someday, we can just have a big server with a bunch of different variety of bots running on them that other people have trained in different species. This would be cool to have like my species of one type of guys doing one, bunch of different things, surviving. Be against one of yours, TNT's stuff or something, and yeah. So it'd probably melt the PC. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've had this run on my old desktop, and it did okay. It wasn't great, but I haven't had it run since we've added in the scanning and all that other stuff. But I am going to large. I want you to know I'm working pretty hard to make sure that we're being as efficient as possible with computing power, which is why it's not constantly scanning, and why I'm really happy I made it so it doesn't scan blocks that you can't see or reach and all that stuff. So I am trying to make this so it could run on lower quality computers. Gen Zero just standing there, is digging the spawn block. I'm like, that's impressive that they're just standing there now. There was a day where I wouldn't have said that, but it's because he's so focused on the spawn block. Why are we not seeing more wood mining? Use item Minecraft there. I gotta look into that because that happens from now and again. Someone outside's having a fire. It smells good. That or the house is on fire. Yeah, it definitely wasn't an 18. I was seeing things. good news is they're very active and they're wasting a lot less time. Sans this navigation where they get stuck like this. This miner, well, that bad boy with Intel Pentium won't probably handle it. Won't handle it however efficient it is. Yeah, I thought about running this on a Raspberry Pi too. Okay, is that tree just floating above the water? That seems like a weird level generation thing, actually. Still going to pretend you are not tired after yawning. I don't think I've yawned this time. Was I yawning? I don't think I did recently, but maybe not. Maybe I'm so tired I'm not realizing I'm yawning. Yesterday morning, I woke up at 3 a.m. and couldn't fall asleep again until 5 a.m. And then I fell back to sleep into a really deep sleep and had some crazy dreams. I had a dream that I was in Ant-Man 3, like the Marvel movie, and that I was like a lookout. I was one of those idiots. It was a weird dream. Still spinning my wheels on how to best make these guys not attack all the time. How to weigh that in proportionally without completely taking it out of the options. Oh, I forgot. I should have turned back on this score thing. Block mine, block place. I am back. Yeah, this miner it seems to be having some trouble with the stream. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now, but Samuel Furlan says some of them seem to be going after wood when there's no one around, but they change the attack other players when they pass close. I mean, so one of the things is statistically there's more dirt than there is wood, so it makes sense that they would dig it more frequently. So I got to keep that in mind. So until they have a type thing, but they know that they've done it already. So, but again, that type of behavior probably won't evolve until I get to like a Gen 20 or so. So it's something I got to keep in mind. Or my code to see if they've done something already is not up to snuff. So I got to look at that. So, all right, but yeah, I think they just need time right now, and I feel like getting up and moving around and letting the dog out, go for a walk. So I'm going to talk to you guys later. So thank you guys for being on this, hanging on the stream. New video hopefully early next week, which should contain a lot of this stuff. And I think I'll do an infographic on discovery. And what else do I got? Nothing else. Like, share, subscribe. It always helps when you guys share. There was this, especially like, at mentioning and sharing it on Twitter with like, I don't know, Seth Bling or those guys. That always goes a long way. I think that's how I got connected with that researcher down, the researchers, the professor. So, all right. Hope you guys stay safe. They planted a tree? You're right, that was a sapling. And saplings don't really spawn, do they? Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. It was a sapling. Good eye, right as I'm about to jump off. All right, take care. This perfect ending. They plant a tree. All right, see you guys later.